In football, success is built on sharp senses, peak condition, and a finely tuned body. But some players face challenges far bigger than those on the field. Chronic illness, missing limbs, and even fading senses were just some of their battles. Still, they overcame these obstacles and made history. Let's dive into the stories of players who kicked the limits aside and continued their professional football careers despite their physical disadvantages. Beginning with a football player who, despite facing significant physical struggles, went on to win the Champions League an impressive 6 times. While all football players must manage their diet and rest, former Real Madrid defender Nacho Fernandez has to be even more meticulous, proving that a type 1 diabetes diagnosis at a young age doesn't have to stand in the way of success. Diagnosed at 12, Nacho was initially told his dreams of football were over. "You can't continue playing football, you have diabetes," he recalls. But after seeking a second opinion, he was encouraged to pursue his passion, leading to a remarkable career. Type 1 diabetes is a chronic condition where the immune system attacks the pancreas's insulin-producing cells, requiring those affected to manage their blood sugar levels with insulin injections or pumps. While this presents challenges, especially with high-intensity activity like football, Nacho has shown that with the right treatment plan, discipline, and support, diabetes doesn't have to be a barrier. Over 11% of adults globally have diabetes, with many unaware of their condition, highlighting the importance of early detection and care. For the Spanish defender, monitoring blood sugar levels before, during, and after matches is key. High-intensity exercise can temporarily raise blood sugar, but it may drop afterward, requiring careful energy management with the right carbs. Nacho's journey mirrors that of Borja Mayoral, his former Real Madrid teammate, who was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at age 4. Both prove that diabetes can be managed sweetly, allowing athletes to reach their full potential. While those two were diagnosed with their condition as young boys, the next player has faced multiple physical challenges since birth. While most football fans associate Brazil's 1960s squad with Pelé, this footwork magician also played a crucial role. Garrincha, one of football's greatest dribblers and a legend for Brazil, was born with significant physical challenges that would have stopped most athletes in their tracks. Born in 1933 in Rio de Janeiro, the Brazilian was diagnosed with a birth defect that left his right leg 6 centimeters shorter than his left, while his left leg turned outwards and his right inwards. This condition, known as ganu valgum and ganu varum, along with a deformed spine since birth, caused uneven leg length, significant leg deformities, and back problems. A doctor initially certified him as crippled. Despite these severe birth defects, Garrincha went on to become one of football's most iconic players. His imbalance caused by the uneven legs and his curved spine didn't stop him from dazzling on the pitch with his unmatched dribbling skills. In fact, his unique gait, resulting from his physical condition, helped him weave past defenders in ways no other player could. Garrincha made 50 appearances for Brazil, scoring 12 goals, and won 2 World Cups in 1958 and 1962. He spent the majority of his career at Botafogo, where he made over 580 appearances. What is interesting to know is the fact that around 8 million babies are born with birth defects worldwide each year. Yet Garrincha showed that even the most challenging beginnings can lead to legendary achievements. His physical struggles highlight the incredible resilience and determination needed to succeed, showing that with talent and perseverance, even birth defects can't deform greatness. Even though these conditions are challenging enough, what about football players who have to overcome missing limbs? In the world of football, overcoming physical challenges is nothing new, but there are a few players whose stories truly stand out from the crowd. Hector Castro, famously known as El Divino Munco, was a trailblazer in every sense. Losing his right forearm in a tragic accident at just 13, Castro didn't let the setback define him. He became a star for Uruguay, scoring in the 1930 World Cup final and helping his nation win the tournament, which was the very first FIFA World Cup in history. Along the way, he also led Uruguay to Copa America titles in 1926 and 1935. Despite his disability, Castro's magical footwork and determination made him one of the best strikers of his time, and his story remains a symbol of resilience in Uruguayan football. A more recent figure breaking barriers is Carson Pickett, the first player with a limb difference to represent the United States women's national team. Born without a left hand and forearm, Pickett's journey in football has been nothing short of groundbreaking. She plays as a left back for Orlando Pride and made history in 2022 by playing a full 90 minutes in a match against Colombia, proving that nothing is impossible, no matter your physical condition. Similarly, Spanish footballer Alex Sanchez made history in 2009 by becoming the first footballer to ever appear in a professional La Liga match with only one hand. Born without his right hand, Sanchez played for Real Zaragoza in a game against Valencia, defying expectations and breaking barriers for athletes with disabilities. Fortunately, the incredible talent in these players' legs compensated for the missing limbs in their upper bodies. Next up, a condition that's surprisingly common among top-level athletes. The football career of legendary midfielder David Beckham wasn't just built on skill and hard work. It also involved overcoming personal challenges, including living with asthma. Although diagnosed with asthma as a child, he was rarely seen using an inhaler during his career, with a few memorable images from his LA Galaxy days capturing such moments. His agent Simon Oliveira confirmed that Beckham's asthma never affected his performance, proving that with proper management, the condition doesn't have to limit an athlete's potential. Asthma is a chronic respiratory condition that causes inflammation and narrowing of the airways, leading to symptoms such as wheezing, shortness of breath, chest tightness, and coughing, especially during physical activity. While asthma can be daunting, it's a condition frequently seen in elite athletes, with others like Paul Scholes and Paula Radcliffe also dealing with the illness. Beckham's experience shows that the condition can be effectively managed without compromising performance. Asthma affects approximately 262 million people worldwide, according to the World Health Organization. Treatment typically involves inhalers, oral medications, avoiding triggers, and making lifestyle adjustments. The former Man United player also tailored his diet to reduce asthma flare-ups, focusing on lean meats, fruits, and vegetables, all known to help reduce airway inflammation. Thriving despite asthma, he showed that with determination, even those with short breaths can take long strides to the top. We've already covered players with missing limbs, but what about footballers who face challenges with their sensory organs? Just imagine playing professional football with only one functional eye. Dean Shiel's football journey is a story of resilience and adaptability. Born in Northern Ireland, Shiels began his career in the youth system at Arsenal, before moving to Hibernian in 2004. As a talented attacking midfielder, he made over 100 appearances for the club. However, his story is much more than his on-field achievements. It's about overcoming a life-changing challenge. At just 8 years old, the Northern Irish boy lost the sight in his right eye in a domestic accident, while helping his mother strip wallpaper. Despite several surgeries and complications, including the eventual removal of the damaged eye in 2006, the striker refused to let this setback derail his career. Football, a game that requires precise depth perception, judgment of distances, and quick reactions, posed unique challenges for him. With only one eye, he had to adapt his game. Experts noted that because he lost his sight at such a young age, Shiel's brain had already learned to compensate, using shadow and size differences to process information. He unconsciously adjusted his movements to account for his reduced peripheral vision, improving his spatial awareness and focus. Even with his eye disability, he continued to play at a high level, representing teams like Glasgow Rangers, Kilmarnock, and others until 2019. His story is a testament to resilience and determination, proving that with the right mindset, even having only one eye can't cloud your vision of success. But there's another player who had to face serious eye-related challenges. Edgar Davids, the legendary Dutch midfielder known for his fierce, high-energy play style, became one of football's most iconic figures not just for his skill, but for his distinctive protective glasses. These glasses were not just for style, they were a necessity. In 1999, while playing for Juventus, Davids was diagnosed with glaucoma, an eye condition that can damage the optic nerve and lead to vision loss or blindness if untreated. Following surgery to manage the condition, doctors advised him to wear protective eyewear to safeguard his eyesight. Not only did he overcome the challenge of glaucoma, but he thrived despite it, continuing to play at the highest level for clubs like Barcelona, Inter Milan, and Tottenham. His glasses became a signature part of his visual identity, synonymous with his relentless determination and flair on the pitch. However, glaucoma is a serious eye disease that affects millions worldwide. The condition can develop due to increased pressure inside the eye, leading to potential nerve damage. Although it's more commonly associated with older adults, it can affect people of all ages, including those as young as football players. Interestingly, people of African ancestry, including Davids, are up to 15 times more likely to go blind from glaucoma compared to other groups. They're also more likely to develop the condition at a younger age, often 5 to 10 years earlier than those of European descent. Despite this, the midfielder, known as the Pitbull, never let his condition hold him back, proving that with resilience, no obstacle is too great to lend his pursuit of major trophies. Having vision problems is one thing, but dealing with auditory issues is also a challenge in its own right. Imagine playing in a packed football stadium, yet being unable to hear a single voice or chant. Damir Desnica, the Croatian football legend, achieved success in football despite being born completely deaf. Born on December 20, 1956, Desnica spent most of his career with Rijeka in the 1970s and 1980s, where he won 2 Yugoslav Cup titles and a Balkans Cup. His hearing impairment never hindered his play. In fact, it may have even sharpened his focus and enhanced his visual awareness, which are crucial skills on the pitch. In 1978, the forward earned his only international cap for Yugoslavia, scoring a late goal in a European Championship qualifier against Romania. Though he faced communication barriers, his football IQ and determination allowed him to thrive. However, one of the most memorable moments of his career came in a 1984 UEFA Cup match against Real Madrid, where he was controversially sent off for protesting the referee's decision, despite being unable to verbally communicate, highlighting the challenges he faced on the pitch. He later played in Belgium and continued his career despite personal setbacks following the breakup of Yugoslavia. However, Desnica wasn't alone in overcoming hearing loss to succeed in football. English forward Cliff Baston, who also lost his hearing, scored 150 goals for Arsenal during the wartime years, proving that deafness didn't limit his abilities. Both Desnica and Baston's careers show that being deaf is no obstacle to greatness in football. Globally, 430 million people experience disabling hearing loss, but as the two demonstrated, passion and grit can make a sound argument against the odds. However, even external factors can lead to physical disadvantages in football. How about players who are allergic to the pitch, not because they dislike football, but due to physical conditions? For former Bundesliga striker Mike Hunke, his love for the game was complicated by a severe grass allergy. Hunke, who played for clubs like Schalke and Wolfsburg, was allergic to lawns. After every game, the striker battled pustules, itching, and skin irritation, yet he continued to perform at the highest level. Despite the discomfort, he managed his condition with homeopathic remedies, which helped control his symptoms. Hunke's perseverance allowed him to spend over a decade in the Bundesliga, earning 12 caps for Germany, and even scoring 1 goal. But he wasn't alone in facing this unique hurdle. Former Newcastle striker Johan Gouffran also dealt with a grass allergy during his time at Bordeaux. Reports from 2010 indicated that the Frenchman frequently experienced sneezing fits and discomfort during training and matches on natural grass pitches. His allergy didn't stop him from making a significant impact on the field, but it certainly added an extra layer of challenge to his career. Similarly, Danny da Costa, a defender for Mainz, has an allergy to grass as well. To manage his symptoms, the German often wears long sleeves and shorts, a tactic to reduce skin exposure. His ability to perform with such a condition is a testament to the discipline of athletes who overcome unexpected obstacles in their careers. These players show that a grass allergy can't keep them from getting their feet on the field. Moving to a particularly challenging disadvantage that would make many people hesitate to step onto a football pitch. Just as important as limbs or senses are the health of your internal organs. Meet former CSKA Moscow defender Valery Minko, whose story is sure to inspire many. In 1993, during a qualifying match for the European Youth Championship, Minko suffered a horrific injury that resulted in the loss of one of his kidneys. A collision with his goalkeeper tore his kidney into 3 parts, and doctors were forced to remove it entirely. Despite this, the Russian's determination never wavered. After the surgery, Minko returned to football just 8 months later, continuing his career with both CSKA Moscow and the Russian national team. He went on to make over 200 appearances, showing that a missing kidney didn't limit his capabilities. He even played with a specially designed protective belt to reduce the risk of further injury, proving that with the right mindset and medical care, both life and football can continue as usual. Living with just 1 kidney may initially reduce kidney function by 50%, but the remaining kidney often compensates, working harder to maintain up to 75% of the original function. After losing 1 kidney, the remaining kidney can enlarge and take over most of the lost organ's functions, such as filtering waste, regulating fluid balance, and maintaining electrolyte levels. This adaptation means that most people with one kidney can live a normal, healthy life without significant long-term effects. Valerie Minko's story isn't just about overcoming physical adversity. It's about mental toughness and the unyielding spirit that drives elite athletes. Today, Minko works as a youth coach at his old club, passing on his experience to the next generation of footballers. Wrapping up the video with maybe the most unknown physical condition on this list. Imagine experiencing mild symptoms of illness that quickly escalate into a physical nightmare. Moussa Diarra, a French professional footballer playing for Eastbourne Borough in the 6th English Division, faced a significant health challenge in 2022 when he was diagnosed with Graves' disease, an autoimmune disorder affecting the thyroid. This condition causes the thyroid gland to overproduce hormones, leading to symptoms like weight loss, lethargy, rapid heartbeat, and anxiety. For Diarra, the impact was severe. He lost 12 kilograms in 6 weeks, struggled with his breathing, and found it difficult to complete training. His performance on the pitch was deeply affected, leading him to seek medical advice. The condition is more common in women, with a 5-to-1 female-to-male ratio, affecting around 0.5 to 1% of the global population. For the Frenchman, the diagnosis came after a series of tests that revealed thyroid dysfunction. He was given medication to slow his rapid heartbeat and a treatment plan to balance his thyroid hormones. After months of adjusting his medication and diet, Diarra's thyroid levels returned to normal, and within a year, he was in remission. Today, the defender is back on the pitch, playing regularly and stronger than ever. His experience highlights the importance of early diagnosis and effective treatment for Graves' disease, emphasizing that athletes must be fully aware of their physical condition to take action as early as possible. And that's it for today. From missing limbs to chronic conditions, these athletes have shown us that no challenge is too great to overcome. Their stories prove that true strength isn't just about physical power. It's about the will to push through, the determination to keep going, and the mindset that the only thing stopping you is the thought of stopping. Which story did you find the most inspiring or fascinating? Write it down in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to support this football channel. Out of Play says goodbye.